There are going to be times when you just want to have fun and play what-if games. And there's a wonderful tool in Fireworks that allows you to kind of play what-if games with color. I want you to open the baseball.png file located in your exercise folder. And when it opens, you'll see minor league baseball team for, a local town. And the coach has decided, we're going to have to change the uniform colors because another team in the league has the same color. And the decision is, well, let's try a different color. Let's try a bluish color for the uniforms. Now, rather than go out and spend the money changing the uniform, he decides, well, let's take a look at the existing uniform, what it would look like in blue. And that's where this tool comes in. The tool is over here in the toolbar. It is the Replace Color tool. And when you select it, what you can do is you can choose a color in the image and replace it with another color. Now, the properties for this tool are pretty well self-explanatory. You can choose a brush size. So if you want to take your brush size, say up to 10 pixels. You get to choose from the image or the swatch for the color. It really doesn't matter because I'll show you in a second how you can change. This is the from color. This is the to color, so we can change it from this color to this color, and we'll change a different color. You can change the shape of your brush from square to round. You can even have tolerance, which is how tightly the color works. And tolerance is the sensitivity of the application. A lower number means a lower range of color will be replaced. A higher number gives you a bigger range of color. And the strength, for lack of a better metaphor, the strength is comparable to the pressure setting on an airbrush tool. The higher the number, the larger the amount of color added. And we'll leave it at 200. Colorize you don't need. This is primarily for grayscale images. So let's change the uniform colors to blue. So we're going to start with the to color, and we're going to come in and we're going to sample the uniform. So we'll just pick a pixel right there, and that's the color we're going to change. And now we want to change the uniforms to, say, a darker blue. We'll pick this blue here, 000099. Select it. Now zoom in on number 89 here, and let's change his uniform. And it's really simple to do. You just take the tool and start painting. And you see that as you move across the color, it just replaces the color of the uniform. There's a little bit of bleed here. You can mask to fix that. But as we come across here, you'll see that the uniform is now blue. And this bleeding up in here is basically some of that color is in the skin tones. And we can make the brush a little bit smaller if we want to deal with tighter areas. We'll take the brush size down to 5. And we'll just click in here. This is a fine area here, so we'll just come across and replace that color. And we'll get a sleeve here. And we'll get this. And there's a little bit in here. A little bit up there. And you're just basically replacing all the little red areas that you see. And I've got this shirt piece here. There we go. And we'll get this. And of course, his socks need to be changed. So we'll just hold down the space bar to get the grabber hand. And we'll move it up. And we'll just change the color of his socks. And because there are really no light colors in here, you're not going to have too much trouble changing the color of the socks. Notice it just stays put. And we'll do this sock. And if we zoom out, double click the magnifying glass to zoom out, you can see that you've changed the uniform color. And you can say, look, parents, this is the blue that we're thinking of going with. And if they ask you, what's the hat like? Well, it's the same thing. Basically, just choose the tool and let's color in a hat. Now, I'm doing this roughly, but you can get the sense of what you can do. You can just change the brush size to make it a little bit more precise. Double click magnifying glass to zoom out, and we can now see that the uniform and the hat look pretty good. That's a pretty striking blue, and maybe the parents will be happy with it. So there you go. There's using the Replace Color tool. I've showed you how to set the size of the brush, how to switch, how to choose a color. Remember, this is the from color, so you can just sample the image and choose your color from there. Pick the color that you want to change to, get your brush shape, and I explained how tolerance and strength work. If you're working with a grayscale image, work with colorize. If not, just leave it deselected.